On October 7th of this year, just weeks ago, Hamas launched a vicious attack on Israel. Within 20 minutes, Hamas launched between 3,000 to 5,000 missiles into Israel. The leadership called on Muslims everywhere to attack, telling them to kill Israelis wherever they can be found. The militants set fire to homes and took hostages. Various news outlets reported that roughly 30 children were among the hostages taken. In all, at least 200 people were taken hostage, according to reports. Among the dead were 260 people who were attending a music festival. Many more were injured, and some of the bodies of the dead were apparently desecrated. Among the most horrific reports were the murders of children. Initially, the world was outraged by reports of Hamas militants beheading babies and toddlers. President Biden even claimed to have seen photos of such a thing. Fortunately, these reports have not panned out, with no one being able to confirm the stories so far. Both the White House and the IDF have walked back these claims, but that's not to say that babies weren't murdered. They were, and apparently that will continue. Over the last 17 years of making these videos, yes, it's been 17 years, I've talked frequently about the various genocides in the Bible. Both the genocide committed by the tribal war god of Abraham himself, the flood, and the genocide ordered by him to be carried out by the Israelites. Quote, "They devoted the city to the Lord and destroyed with the sword every living thing in it, men and women, young and old, cattle, sheep, and donkeys." End quote. Quote, "Jehovah thy God shall deliver them up before thee, and thou shalt smite them. Then thou shalt utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them." End quote. In talking about these genocides, I've had to focus on the killing of babies, because in every case, some truly disgusting religious apologist will attempt to make the case that this was a just punishment, based on the alleged wickedness of the various peoples being slaughtered. Of course, no one, not even the most disgusting religious apologist, thinks that wicked babies are a thing. That I've had to emphasize the babies makes my skin crawl, but that's the way things are. If you use the Google machine to search for genocide in the Bible, you'll find no end of religious folks defending the horror, which includes the murder of babies and toddlers. As I've mentioned on numerous occasions, our good friend Low Bar Bill, Christian apologist ordinaire William Lane Craig, called the murder of babies an infinite good, as they would now experience an eternity of happiness and bliss, which I guess they wouldn't have had the Israelites allowed them to live. I bring this up now because every other time I've talked about it, the possibility of such horror has been completely abstract. And now it's very real. Had the genocide in Canaan actually happened, I'm sure there would have been beheaded babies and toddlers in the land of promise, at the command of the tribal war god of Abraham, as outlined in the Bible. My Christian friends, is this really your idea of an all-loving God? Were you horrified just weeks ago when the reports of beheaded babies were circulating? Or did you think perhaps as Low Bar Bill might have? Well, they were going to grow up to be Jews anyway, and now they're getting an eternity of bliss. Are you ultimately okay with the murder of babies in certain circumstances? Or can you finally see your holy book for what it is? Beyond grotesque.